Hello, welcome to day 9, uh, aptly titled Working with Your Energy, as part of our energetic momentum injection free 30-day course. Don't forget, this is all free. Yeah, there are some affiliate links here and there for good measure, and I've got to do this really. I know it sounds a bit of a pain in the butt, but I've got to say that if you do click on these links, these affiliate links, I will get paid a commission, sort of beer money, so to speak. But I do recommend only the best. But I will also try and include the non-affiliate link as well, because I want to be fair. I want to give you guys a choice, because some of you may want to click on a link and actually purchase the product or service, but you don't want to give me any commission, and that's absolutely fine. You might agree with what I say, you may disagree on that basis, and that's absolutely fine. I want to give you guys a choice. I want to give you the ultimate power in deciding if I get commission or not. However, moving on from that, I will put links down below if I can, because this is a bit of a big one for me, because there are pros and cons. Actually, let me backtrack. What do I mean by working with your energy? I mean, deciding now if you are, there's a little bit of an overlap, true, but if you are a morning person or a night owl, that is to say, that are you at your most productive first thing in the morning? And when I say first thing in the morning, I mean like, friggin' 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Or are you somebody who seems to come alive? Your brain comes alive around 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening. You finish watching TV, you've had your supper, and now you've come alive. So everybody is different. Pros and cons per each one. The morning person, the obvious pro is that you're less likely to be distracted. You're less likely to be distracted. The con is obviously you've got to get up, get your butt out of bed, and that's not going to be easy if you're not used to it. Or maybe it is easy, but you might, for some reason, I did it once actually, and I got more seduced by the outside nature, like seeing the sunrise. I want to spend my time outside than inside doing an article. I'll talk about my personal story in a moment for relatability. So there's always a con towards early morning rises, where there will be such a nice peace, a deep peace. You're quite clear, but not for everyone. Being a night owl has its advantages. The first one for me is that you probably have a more cognitive awareness or an increased awareness. You're able to think more effectively, maybe if you're doing it in the evening. But then the con is you're going to probably be distracted by what could be on TV, what's online, family members. You get the idea. So, and also this assumes you don't have some situation which you have got to take into consideration. Sometimes you're at bed at night, but suddenly there could be some power issue, or suddenly something crops up and there's like a little mini dilemma. Who knows? Whereas usually first thing in the morning, you don't get that. Sometimes, not certain, but very rarely. So there's very much pros and cons per each one. There's no right or wrong answer. I prefer early morning. That's me. But it's all about working with your energy and trying to find the way of getting meaning in what you're doing, because there's no point in you doing a task which A, isn't intuitive, and B, feel like you're wasting your time. Because when you feel like you're wasting your time, your natural motivation levels drop down. We're trying to increase momentum, not decrease it. We're trying to inject the energy into it, not sort of get put off basically by doing a task. Now the best way of doing that, I find, is doing what we call the 5-minute rule. What's 5 minutes? It's very simple, really. You pretty much tricked it. You do something which you think you may hate for 5 minutes. It's such a weird rule, this is, because usually, in my experience, the things that you hate, you actually don't mind doing. And the things you don't mind doing, you kind of 5 or 10 minutes later, you think to yourself, What the smeg? Hello? I love this stuff. Why am I struggling with, you'll be surprised. I remember doing a test. This is going back a few months ago. Actually, I think it was last month. And I wrote down a list of things and I thought, you know what? To make this fair, I'm going to not do the good stuff first. I'm going to do the bad stuff first. I'll really make it a fair test. And one of the bad things I did was literally tidy for those people who can see. And then there'll be the audio, of course. If you're listening, you won't be able to see this. I'm actually recording this in the kitchen. And down below, I'm pointing to a cupboard. Now, for those people who are watching this online, you can see that. For those of you who are listening, you can't. But yeah, I was pointing to my kitchen cupboard. It needed a severe clean. It got misused or whatever, bits of crumbs, dirt. I had to clean it. And I thought I was going to hate it like mad. And I gave myself, I think I timed it doing 15 minutes. I think I did it more than 5. I did it around 15. So I said to myself, do it for 5 minutes minimum, but you've got no more than 15 to finish the task. If that makes sense. So start it for 5 minutes and then you try and force it to a maximum of 15. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, after 15 minutes, actually I think it was like 17, I was so in the zone, cleaning and putting things in bags, I think I finished mine in 17 minutes really. And I absolutely loved it. It was crazy. And this was like the worst task on my to-do list. Like this is a task which it had to be done. I knew the cupboard needed cleaning, like big time. I opened the door and it was a bit of a mess. And it's so crazy. I just cleaned it, loved it. I surprised even myself. I thought this test is revealing lots about me without realizing it, and I've only done the first bad task of the day, the first chore, so to speak. Who would have known? So yeah, that was a big one for me, really. And I begin to twig that actually things that we think we don't want to do, it's not necessarily black or white. It's weird. There is, like I said, there's this inertia. And again, please feel free to watch day 2 or day 3 on your inertia for more description. I won't go into it now because I've done that video, but or audio if you're listening. But just rewatch that. It's like a weird inertia, and you think you know what your ego wants. Actually, in most cases, you haven't got a clue. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not saying in all cases, just in most cases. I think somebody once said, I think it was David Valliers said in one of his courses, I need to dig up the course if I can, you want what you want. So the trick is to want what you have, not have what you want, if that makes any sort of weird sense. I know it sounds a bit, I'm talking drivel here, but just humor me if you want to, just keep with it, keep with it. But yeah, so try the 5-minute technique. And why 5 minutes? It's just to make sure that you're on the right track. 5 minutes is not going to take too much of your time. You have no idea if it's going to lead to 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour. You have no idea. But you're looking for meaning. You're trying to see if it gives you meaning, if it makes you feel peace inside. No point doing something if it makes you stressed out. Although, as I knew from personal experience, working in a call center, a very fast-paced environment, lest we not forget, as any call center worker will testify, of course, easier said than done. And I am not going to make out that's not the case at all. Far from it. So do it first 5 minutes. And if you've got other tasks, say to yourself, maximum 15 and mean it. There was, we're in the middle of the Women's World Cup at the moment. We're on to the semi-finals. I'm loving it, by the way. I love women's football. I've loved it since 2015. I remember doing it, I've not done it this year actually, but back in 2019, in the last Women's World Cup, a very good one in France, I doing half-time, which is 15 minutes. Half-time in football is 15 minutes. That's non-negotiable. It's always 15 minutes. I had a habit, because that was like at night time, like early evening, because it's in France. I'm based in the UK. I tidied my room and tidied my cottage as much as I can. And I began to get into a routine of tidying it during half break. Half time, half break, half time, during the break of the match. So yeah, do it for, and again, you're doing the 5 minutes to see if it gives you meaning. And if you want to, there's nothing stopping you from using this in conjunction with Mindfy. Now, for those of you who are just watching this first, Mindfy isn't my term. It's actually a term coined by a great guy who I've sort of followed and read a lot of his articles, called Steve Pavlina. I will try and make a note of the link down below. In fact, to be honest with you, I don't think even he made it. It was one of his clients, but I attribute him because I got his course, and it's called Deep Abundance Integration. I'll put the link down below again if I can help it, and I'll put the non-affiliate link so you get the choice. I'm assuming there's an affiliate link. I could be wrong. It could just be one. I don't know. I've not checked, but I will, to get to the point, say that he did. He coins the term Mindfy, which is basically when you. It's ultimately you connecting to consciousness. That's all it is, really. But it's you closing your eyes, clearing mind, calming down. So mindfulness, a little bit of meditation there, and then asking your soul or your heart in a playful way. It's going to be playful. The way it works for me when I'm doing it in a playful way, i.e., there's going to be no need, no money need, no family need, completely non-need, and you're asking in a playful way, just how I do it. What is next? What is the next on my sort of to-do list today? Now, how can I give benefit to the marketplace? Because that's what we're doing, isn't it? We ultimately, this course, energetic momentum injection, is ultimately about giving value to the marketplace. That's why we go to work for. Value, value, value. Free, paid, irrelevant. It's value, because we all want that, consciousness. I'm not going to get too spiritualistic about this. If you're not into spirituality, you think it's all a load of crap, that's fine. But, scientists are now beginning to realize that there is a oneness. It's all very subjective. But anyway, so try, and if you want to, use Mindfy, i.e. asking your intuition in a playful way as best as you can. I know if you're stressed, it's not very easy. And again, I'm no expert on this. I'm still doing this. I mean, I did that now before I did this video, or Joe, if you're listening. I asked my soul, I said, what is the next thing? And the image that popped up in my mind, was my intuition saying, talk about working with the energy. It just kept going around in my mind for about a few minutes. And I thought, fine, I'm not going to argue with my soul. If that's what my gut feeling tells me, that's what you guys get. This course is pretty intuitive. Yeah, because I want to give you guys stuff which may be out there, but a rehash. Sometimes you've got to listen to it in different ways for us to get it. And some of it will be brand new. I don't know. I don't know what your skill level is, but that is how I'm seeing it. So I'm going to be as intuitive as I can. And that's worked so far, so good for me. I've done quite a few intuitive things. So yeah, work alongside Mindfy. If you want to use supplements, that's fine. I always advise try mindfulness meditation first before doing supplements, because mindfulness is supplements is great. Meditation is better for your brain. If you want to meditate first, because supplements has a habit of making you go a bit. I've done both. I've taken a supplement and meditate, and I get more benefit when I meditate first and take a supplement second. That's just me. Over to you on that one. Do that with that what you will. So try meditation first, and then try supplements. And it's like it's one of those things that you get used to it more. You work with your energy, and you feel there are like certain times during the day where you're more productive than other times during the day. And there are times when, for some reason, like for me, I know I will crash in the afternoon. Maybe due to having over 23 odd years of insomnia, who knows? But I know I crash in the afternoon. So I really got to hit this out hard. I've got to get it out there quick. I'm recording this now at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I've got to be really quick and just give you as much, because I know if they give it an hour or 2 hours, manager will crash. I would also say very quickly, another little tip, try to exercise first thing if you can. Why first thing? As I said in the previous video, or audio if you're listening, testosterone at its highest. Also, exercise, vigorous exercise, including, or if you want to, just doing weights, weightlifting, helps with your brain activity. So, I had a bit of a dodgy night the night before. I did some, I use like isometric bands, I use like isometrics, and my brain lifted a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. So try to do that as well. But going to a personal story, which I've had experience, I remember getting up once around, I think it was around 5 o'clock or coming 5:30 in the morning, and I thought, let's go for it. Let's just do an article. I think it's actually a review, and I'll try and link the review down below. And yeah, I was so productive. It was during the winter months, so stars and a sunrise, and I was tempted to go outside. I thought, dude, don't resist the temptation. It's going to be tempting. Resist, resist, resist. Because if you go outside, you're kind of not really getting a full productivity benefit of getting up on time or getting up early. But it was mad. I loved it, and okay, sadly I couldn't quite maintain it. I wish I did. I couldn't sustain that. I'm still working towards it, but yeah, there is such a wonderful peace, a wonderful sort of naturistic vibe when you're hearing the odd bird tweet. It's such a wonderful experience. I recommend, if I can help it, everybody do it. But if you can't, you're a night person, that's fine. But yeah, it was something which I'll never forget. And it's not very easy to maintain though if you have insomnia. So yeah, you gotta try and be really, really rigorous with your going to bed on time night before routine, if that makes sense. All right, so give that a go, guys. And like I said, it's working with your energy is something which I have found to be a great benefit of me. You can, if you're not careful, be complacent. So you've got to be really careful not to get carried away. You want the energy enough for you to be productive, and maybe take time, maybe purposely take 10 or 15 or even half an hour for leisurely activities. Try and give yourself a rest, like give yourself a lunch break of sort, if you will, but don't get carried away. And I am the last person to make it I'm an expert, because I do find that when I do this, I get carried away sometimes, and suddenly what turns into a 15 or 20-minute break ends up being about 2 hours, and you realize after watching a movie, you think, I completely forgot to do this, and it's now 7 in the evening. So you've got to watch for your complacency. Again, I'm no expert. I'm just saying. I'm just going to put out my issues out there. What you do with that is up to you. But yeah, try that, and I think you'll find, again, when you're not in work, because there's no point me saying this to you in work, because let's be fair, you got to do what you're told. This course is going to be primarily used like in your own personal life, and when you've got flexibility to do what you want. This is not about you being in work. I've been in work over 17 years. Like, you are literally, you're there to do as you're told. End of. And I've crashed many a time in work. It sucks. Okay, it sucks bad. It's like, oh my god, why am I even alive? So I'm not going to make out you do this in work, because I'm not going to patronize you there. That's just being dumb. You go there, you do as you're told. That's your contracted hours. Kind of have to sort of deal with it, really. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of the workplace. But in your personal time, you'll find your productivity will literally shoot through the roof if you can find a way to work with your energy. Family commitments, of course, permitted. So yeah, give that a go, guys. And yeah, I'll try and put the affiliate and non-affiliate links down below, because I want you guys to have a choice. Because for some of you, you may hate these videos, you hate what I say, but you don't mind the content, and you think, well, okay, I'll click the link, but I ain't paying the dude commission because he doesn't deserve it, because the videos are so amateur. Fine, no hard feelings. I just want you guys to be informed what you do with that information, and actually put into practice. Like I said, there's no teacher student. We're all teachers. We're all students. We all try and learn from each other, and that's what I can do, and hopefully be, because it's all about being, isn't it? It's about being at peace in your personal time and helping your consciousness give you hopefully the best people, places, and events. Not that I'm always believing that, but I know that's something I struggle with because I was brought up cynically. So I find spirituality, even though I get it intellectually, I find it so difficult to embrace with my body because I've got so many negative programs, as we all do. You know, so I'm having to try and find a way to heal, to self-forgive, to get my sleep. You know, so yeah, give that a go, guys. I'll stop waffling, I promise. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, down there. Let me know how you get on. I really want you to really integrate this course, practice, because these are techniques I've used myself. So this is not some theoretical, you know, crap. It's real life stuff, real life strategies, real life techniques. Please apply them. It's free. I mean, you've got nothing to lose, you know. So yeah. All right. Thank you so much for watching, as always, or listening. If you're listening on a podcast, that's great. And I'll see you next time. All right. Ciao for now.